From San Jose, California, Jimmy St. John. From St. Louis, Missouri, the 1964 ABC Masters champion, Billy Welu. Two more of the world's greatest bowlers on championship bowling in a three-game match. From the Firestone Bowl A Rama lanes in Akron, Ohio. From Akron, Ohio, championship bowling, this is Fred Wolf. Two more of our field of 24 of the world's greatest bowlers with us again. Weekly competition, $1,000 goes to the winner, $500 to the runner-up. Over $70,000 in prizes. In the bonus department, 5 strikes in a row in any one game, $250. Every strike on top of that, $50 additional dollars. For a 300 score, $10,000. Each bowler makes 2 appearances. It's total pins for the 6 games that'll qualify our 2 finalists during the final 2 weeks on championship bowling with a $15,000 added purse, all here in Akron, Ohio. All competition is sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress. With us again this week, Dick Weber, the great champion from St. Louis. Richard?
Ready? Thank you.
And speaking of great champions, we have the 1964 ABC Masters champion, the 1963 World Invitational champion, and twice the National Singles champion, Dick Weber, is working with us. I've got champions all around me.
Well, with the record these boys have here, Fred, I just don't know. I just don't compare with these boys, I don't believe.
Oh, don't be so modest. Now, how about the match today? We got the little guy and the big guy, the old story.
I think this will be a terrific match. Of course, both bowlers, Billy Welu has the hand actions of all bowlers. He has all different types of hands actions. And, of course, Jimmy St. John likes to play that first and second board from the channel.
That I'd like to see. I know Billy's been a great exponent of that 4th diamond and that slider sliding in where Jimmy likes to go this way. So let's see what happens.
All right, fine, Fred.
You get ready and we'll get into this. Let's meet the boys now. The 1964 ABC Masters champion, Big Billy Welu from St. Louis. Billy boy,
Nice to be here with you, Fred.
nice to see you again. I got to talk up to this fella. He looks down on everyone. Let's bring out the little guy now from San Jose, California, formerly of Chicago, Jimmy St. John.
Billy? Nice to see you. Thank you.
You're not afraid of this big guy, are you?
Well, not in bowling, but other ways.
Other ways. Your ball weighs 16 pounds. That's all we allow him.
Right.
And you got muscles, and he's got some he's never used before.
He's got more than I have.
He's got more. You boys know the rules now? $1,000 to the winner. Total pins is important. You know, you make 2 appearances.
Weight's
no
not
question.
important today, right?
Weight is, what is your weight?
225.
225. That'd be a pretty good average. What's your weight?
135.
How about, I think this is unfair, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready, Akron, for the first game? Little encouragement. All right, boys. Good luck. From Akron, Ohio, championship bowling. Billy Welu won the toss. He elected to start on the right side. That puts Jimmy St. John on the left side. All games starting from the left. St. John lets it ride a little too much. Not very much speed here to start this match off. And he has himself a very tough shot, the 6-7-10 split in the first frame. Dick Weber working with us this week here in Akron. Seemed like he just floated that first one.
Yes, it did, Fred, and in fact, he was a little bit too slow, I thought, and Jimmy feels the same way.
Well, Jimmy lets one loose. He has 7 in the first frame. It's going to be a job to bring that one back, at least to get those pins back, because Welu, if he can start with 2, can find himself with a lead of as much as 23 pins in the first frame. Oh, Billy's playing outside, too. There's the first one. We were talking about this 4th diamond business, and I think Billy has crossed us up a little bit, Dick.
Yes, that's right, Fred. Of course, Billy can play any diamond out there, any angle, and any speed. Just a terrific bowler all the way around.
Big Billy, 220 225 pounds. We had him listed at 220 pounds. Must have put on 5. Oh, he's out too far with that. A 1-2-10. Welu trying way out there in Jimmy St. John country. That's around the first diamond.
Seemed like he held on to the ball a little bit too long on that shot, Fred. Not giving it the proper roll.
Does Billy still use he has the 3-finger ball, but he has the middle finger is fingertip, but the ring finger is conventional. He still throws that type of ball?
He's changed that a little bit, Fred.
1-2-10, Welu is open, so each man has had an open frame on the left side, lane 25. Championship bowling from Akron, Ohio, where each week you see 2 of the world's greatest bowlers in match game competition. Prize fund of over $70,000. Both these boys will return later in the series with another match. In another match, meeting a different opponent in their 2 appearances for the field of 24 men. The top 2 scorers for 6 games come back for the finals with a $15,000 added purse. $10,000 to the winner, $5,000 to the runner-up. We go into the 3rd frame. St. John on a strike. This one will put him out in front. There's the turn, and there's the double. That's the type of ball that St. John used in the 1963 World's Invitational when he he practically tore up the old record book. He broke every scoring record that they have ever had. Averaged 226 for 100 games. He averaged 233 in the finals. Welu with another strike on the right. So it looks like Billy having success on the right. Of course, it's quite early. He won the toss and elected to finish on the left, assuming, Dick, that the right side would be the most difficult of the 2.
That's the way it appears, but the way he's starting out here, it's just the opposite right now.
Billy keeps that ball to the right side of his big body. Here it comes. There it is. And there's the double. So Welu just made one little mistake there in the 2nd frame. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep going now as the boys get into position for bonus money as St. John moves in on the right. This fella didn't bowl for 9 years. He served for Uncle Sam in the Navy from 46. Hurry, look at that. Oh, he just got a piece of that pocket that time.
Jim's real happy with the outcome of that shot.
So St. John now on 3 as he moves to the left. Started bowling in 1946, fooled around a little bit, as Jimmy likes to say. Joined the Navy in 47. Served for 9 years as a radio operator and got quite serious in all-star competition in 59. Look at that. Oh, that's an interesting angle, and it reminds me so much of the great left-hander Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida. Throwing it around the first diamond.
Only on opposite sides.
Opposite sides. Certainly got to give Billy a lot of credit. You mentioned very versatile in the way of throwing a ball. There's another one. So these boys are off in great shape at the end of 5 frames of game number 1, championship bowling from Akron, Ohio. St. John has 7 in the first frame, works on 4. Billy Welu has 28 in the second, working on 3. Championship bowling from Akron, Ohio. Welu throws 3, got to hurry, gets there, and that's 4 in a row. Well, these boys are putting on quite an exhibition of pocket shooting from an angle that we haven't looked at here too much in Akron, Ohio.
Oh, I believe so, Fred, and they're coming on strong. They're keeping themselves loose by running the shots out. And, of course, they've got pretty good speed on the ball, too, and the ball well placed over the foul line, which is very important.
Now, Dick, we notice Jimmy St. John taking advantage, of course, of the AMF pin spotter and the idea that if you just don't like the way the pins look to you, you can call for a re-rack. Do you do that very often?
Very seldom, Fred. Of course, it's an optic illusion to a lot of bowlers, so that's the reason they do it.
Well, let's say that he might have had a good rack. at one time.
And there's one reason why I don't personally do it. And
Mhm.
I don't recommend because you keep thinking about the shot before. If I'd had a shot before, I might have got a strike instead of getting what I did.
And that was for bonus money. He had 4 in a row. Jimmy St. John, the 1-2-10. Welu had this in the second frame. Did not convert it. Come on, Jimmy. Not quite enough. Almost got a little action in the pin receptacle, but now St. John is open in the 6th. 122. St. John way outside. Here it comes. That's the ball. And I would almost have to agree with you, Dick. Dick Weber working with us. St. John called for a re-rack. Of course, you do it yourself by pushing buttons. And by that time, I believe he lost his concentration and threw one out the window. And now Billy Welu gets a chance on the same side. Bonus money. He is on 4 in a row. There's number 5. Oh, Billy liked that one.
There was an interesting shot, Fred. Billy more or less thumbed that ball than anything else. He felt that he was in too tight with the ball, so he just thumbed the ball, and the ball set for him all the way.
This is the old story of the application of instinct, which I'm a great believer in, and I do mention it quite often, that the difference between a good bowler and a great bowler is the application of instinct. Hurry up. Oh, yeah. Another $50 for Billy Welu, and that is 6 in a row. Some of the folks here on our right said no, but Billy knew better. Now, the instinct was the opposite way there, Dick, wouldn't you say?
Yes, sir. He really gave you the finger job that time.
We move into the 8th frame for Jimmy St. John. He's made 2 mistakes in 7 frames. Both times open. Gotta hurry. He gets there and does not carry the 7th pin. He got a piece of it.
Fred, that pin was down and then set right back up again. One of those oddities in the game of bowling.
Jimmy St. John, James Raymond St. John, the winner of the World's Invitational in 1963, when he rewrote the record books. Fingertip ball, he covers the spec. I believe that you competed in the 63 World's Invitational, didn't you, Dick?
Yes, I was there watching Jimmy win the title.
His average for the 100 games for the entire tournament was 226, and he won the event by 29 points, just like that. There was nobody even close to him, and I believe that since that time, a lot of boys have been trying this outside angle. As I remember the story, Dick, in the qualifying rounds, he was playing his normal angle, or up to getting near where they were going to split for the finals. Come on, Billy, one more. 10 pin stops him at 6. And he suddenly came up one day in the qualifying rounds with this extreme outside angle and started scoring like a wild man.
Yes, this is true, Fred. In fact, it was his 23rd game he decided to move out to this extreme angle, and then he went.
And a lot of boys tried to follow his line and couldn't do it, as I understand.
True.
At the 10 pin, Welu covered. So Billy, who put together 6 in a row, he's had only 1 ball out of the pocket. That in the second frame when he left the 1-2-10, which he did not convert. We're in the 10th. Welu out in front, 35 pins. This time he's a little short, leaves the 2 pin. Billy had a great year in 1964, along with winning the ABC Masters, a title that he's always wanted to win. He was captain of the ABC Team Champions in the Classic Division. They set an all-time scoring record. Also, they won the 1964 National Team Match Game Championship. And Billy, if you remember, was the runner-up for the National All-Star Singles title in 1963 to the gentleman sitting with us this week, Dick Weber. That happened down in Kansas City. We had the pleasure of working with Don Dumphy on the finals of that possibly many of you had a chance to see across the country. Big Billy Welu. There it is. The count in the 10th. So Billy just made actually one mistake. In the 10th frame, he was a little short, leaving the 1-2-10 in the second for 236. 6 in a row, $300 in bonus money. St. John working on a strike in the 9th. Needs at least 2 to stay with him. Solid 10, and look at that. Boy, that was right in the spot where he wanted to put it, Dick.
That was packed up to the shoulder, Fred.
Yes, sir. As the boys say, I could feel it. 10-pin, cross lane. Bad break for St. John. There's the cover. You know, the purchase of savings bonds is one of the significant contributions which Americans can make to economic welfare and the security of our country. Why don't you buy United States savings bonds? In the 10th, the count for St. John doesn't get there, leaves the 2-4-5-8, the bucket, and that keeps St. John under 200. 6-pin count will be 198 for St. John, 236 for Billy Welu. Fred Wolf, along with Dick Weber, on Championship Bowling, television's #1 bowling show from the Firestone Lanes in Akron, Ohio, the rubber capital of the world. Here are the scores for the first game. Jimmy St. John from San Jose, California, 198. Billy Welu from St. Louis, exactly 11 pins over his weight, 236, $300 in bonus money, a lead of 38 pins. You ready, Akron, for the second game? Billy Welu, St. Louis, starting off the second game. Championship bowling from Akron, Ohio. Welu against St. John. Billy gives it a little pull, and he wanted to get away from that one. He leaves the 3 and the 6. That outside angle will cause a high hit occasionally.
Well, yes, it will.
Very easy.
Yes, it will, Fred, for the fact that when you get out that far, you have a tendency to pull a little bit. I know I do. I'm certain the other bowlers do, too.
3, 6, the cover. Welu has it. And the AMF Sparemaker indicated the arrow between the 3 and the 6 pin. You folks that get out and bowl, you should try the AMF Sparemaker. I'll tell you, it helps you convert that important spare so much more easily. Jimmy St. John, over the first diamond, sets one. He's there, and he carries. Jimmy bowled a very strong 198 the first game. Although he did lose 12 pins in counts, he left a 7-pin in the 8th frame on the right side. He was on a strike at the time, got a strike in the 9th, and then left a solid 10-pin in the 10th. Could very well have been 230. So St. John now moves to the left, a chance to get 10 pins back. There's that big turn. Look out. He rides the nose, and he has the 4, 6, 7, and that's about what Welu did.
Yes, it was, Fred. In fact, I thought Jimmy threw the ball well, but he just had too much turn on the ball and grabbed the lane too quick, causing the 4-7-6.
Jimmy St. John. This fella's been around. There's the cover of the 4-7. He is open in the second, 1928. Welu now, with a fill here, can add 10 more pins to his margin. Billy Welu started bowling back in 1946 when he was only 14 years of age. There he is.
You know, a point of interest about this fellow, Fred, I've mentioned before, but this fellow has so many hand actions. Today he's just gliding this ball through without any turn or too much fingers. He's just throwing the ball and letting the lane take it.
Hurry. He gets there. Well, Billy is introducing something new. Possibly some of the audience has noticed it already. In 1964, for the State Department, Billy took his team to the Far East, which included Jimmy St. John, incidentally, Dick Hoover, Allison, and Andy Morsich. Jimmy's right back in on the right side. Let's see what he can do on the left. He needs this one. And the Japanese effect there, that bow at the foul line, Dick, is something new to me.
It's quite colorful, I think. Pushkin, you see Carmen Salvino and Billy Welu on the same thing.
Yes, it should be interesting. Let's see if we can get him in the finals. Look out. There it is. Well, Jimmy made no mistake on that one. I'm trying to watch very carefully, especially Jimmy, the fellow who has started this outside business, for the right-handers at least. The position, he seems to actually be swinging the ball and still playing it from the corner, much like a fellow might do from the inside. Yes. Where Billy tries to kill his ball a little bit. He doesn't get there, and he leaves the 2-pin. Jimmy's still playing outside and giving the ball the turn, where Billy, as you have mentioned, Dick, tries to play the outside and palm it or kill it, as the boys like to say, comes straight up with it. But Jimmy still seems to give it the old turn from the outside. There's the cover for Welu. And St. John now, with his double, in a position to get back in this game. As we go into the 5th frame of the second game, we're almost halfway. Noticing the position of his hand. He seems to have his hand wide open.
Yes.
4-pin. Pretty tight.
In fact, he's doing something, Fred, in the bowling game that we frown on, and that he's breaking his wrist at his starting position. And when you do this, you very seldom can get the lift on the ball or any turn or any the correct turn on the ball.
Well, actually, it seems quite obvious to me that this is what he's trying to accomplish. He doesn't want all this turn, and he must feel that this is a way to get his hand into the position where he will not give it to you. St. John now got to dig, boy. He's there, and there's another one. So this fella is not finished yet. Jimmy St. John works on a triple. We're at the end of 5. We're halfway. Welu is 88 with a spare. Jimmy St. John, San Jose, California, on a triple. We're in the 6th. Will it be 4? Look out. Oh, look at here. Jimmy's had 3 doozies over there on the left side.
Yes, he has. In fact, on that shot there, I thought he pulled the ball awful bad.
Well, he hit the nose in the first frame of this match, left the 6-7-10. In the second frame of this game, he had the 4-6-7. Look at here, he's got the 4-6-7. 9 misses, all 4 of them. And that's got to hurt him in the count department, as Billy Welu now, trying to take full advantage of this, moves in the 6th frame of the second game, working on a spare. Here it comes. He's there, and Welu has a very big strike as far as this match is concerned. And, of course, to Billy, he's thinking of total pins. 6 games, 2 appearances. Both these boys will return. They'll meet different opponents the second time out. Total pins for the 6 games or the 2 appearances will qualify our 2 finalists. Championship bowling from Akron, Ohio. Billy Welu piling up quite a lead on his opponent and teammate, Jimmy St. John. In the 7th, never get there. The 1, 2, 4, almost the 10 with it. And there's the same pitch we've seen a couple of times, Dick.
Yes, that's right. In fact, Billy had the same pitch in the second frame of the first game, leaving the war shot, the 1-2-10.
He almost had it in the 10th, too. He just left the 2-pin. It's very close to the same spot. So he's conscious of hitting the nose and, of course, throwing it out a bit too far. 1-2-4. AMF Sparemaker indicates ball. Look out. Not there. Not there. And Welu is open again on the left side. So Billy, who won the toss and elected to start from the right side in the first and third game, finds himself with 3 opens, all on the lane which he feels is the easier of the 2. Rather unusual. Look out. There's another nose hit, the 3-6-10 for Jimmy St. John, born in Detroit, Michigan in 1930, moved to Montana as a youngster. In 1946, joined the Navy, served for 9 years, then moved to California, then to Minneapolis in the National Bowling League, then to Chicago in 63, to St. Louis in 64, and back to San Jose, California in 65. This boy's been around.
Yes, I think so. No wonder he's a good bowler. He's originally from Detroit, Fred. I didn't know that.
That's right. He was born in the Motor City.
All good bowlers come from Detroit.
Hallelujah. St. John moves left. You know better than that. Some of them. Jimmy St. John now in the 8th. Throws, looks out, this time the 4-pin. So Jim seems to be pressing a bit, Dick, from my point of view here.
He doesn't look comfortable at all, Fred. Even with his outside angle, he doesn't look comfortable at all. And that's one thing you must be, is comfortable.
There's the cover. We had to wait. Jimmy's shaking his head as Welu moves in on the right. St. John is still in this match. He only trails by 49 pins. Welu giving him a little room there in the 7th when Billy was on a strike, missed the head pin, and then missed the spare. There we are. So Welu's having much more success on the right side than he is on the left.
Well, that particular shot there, Fred, I thought Welu would be high, but he looped the ball and had enough fingers on the ball to get it back. This is what I mean by hand action. This fellow has it.
I think you need that today. Hurry up. If he doesn't get there, and we have that 4-pin moved off the spot. And the AMF pin spotter, Billy Welu, now at the 2-4-5-8, the bucket. This is a pretty wicked shot, isn't it, Dick?
Yes, it is, Fred. There's too many ways of chopping this spare here. Be pretty perfect on the shot.
Oh, he wasn't too sure of that one. I have a feeling that Billy didn't think he was going to get the 5-pin out of there. Or the 8-pin.
The 8-pin, yes.
Yeah. We go into the 9th. Jimmy St. John, San Jose, California, at 135 pounds. His opponent, 225. Too high, 4-7, almost the 4-7-10, and Jimmy seems to be whipping that ball a little bit.
Yes, I was noticing his approach here, Fred, and he wavered to the foul line a little bit, which he does very seldom. But once in a while, this will cause you to pull the ball a little bit.
4-7. On the 1964 Professional Bowlers Tour, Jimmy shot a 300 game in San Jose, California, in the San Jose Open, and he decided to move there. We're in the 10th, second game. Jimmy St. John, too high again this time. He gets the 4-7-10. We got to straighten this fella out.
There again, he let up just a little bit on the ball. The ball taking the lane too soon and leaving the 4-7-10.
Too much of the 4-pin, and St. John is open again here in the second game. That's Jimmy's third open frame of this game, 169. He lost 11 pins and counts. The first game, he lost 12 pins and counts. Big Billy Welu in the 10th, a chance for 206. Throws, leaves the 10-pin here in the 10th. Billy has had a double and an open. He missed the 1-2-4 in the 7th frame. Big Billy Welu, born in Houston, Texas in 1932. His daddy was quite a bowler, an all-star bowler in Houston many years ago. There's the cover. Billy, of course, well known as an amateur golfer some years back. And the story goes that he gave up a golf career to be a professional bowler, and I'm sure he made the right choice.
I think so.
You think so, Dave? Yeah, he's been chasing you around for some time. One of these days he might catch you.
Uh-huh.
Billy sets it. There to carry. One too late for Billy Welu, 195. Jimmy St. John, 169. This is championship bowling with the world's greatest bowlers in action every week from the Firestone Lanes in Akron, Ohio, the home of the Professional Bowlers Association. The start of the third and final game. Championship bowling from Akron, Ohio. Jimmy St. John from San Jose, California. Big Billy Welu from St. Louis, Missouri. St. John starts with a strike. These two fellows actually teammates on the 1964 ABC Classic Team Champions and also the 64 National Five-Man Match Game Champions. Billy Welu, the captain, throws. He's there. Carries. And we hope the boys have that line back. They started out the first game. St. John, after being open in the first frame, came back with 4 strikes. Welu was open in the second frame, followed with 6 strikes. The second game, the boys just couldn't seem to get organized. So we go into the third and final. Dick Weber with us this week. Dick, you're looking for a big string here.
Yes, I think Billy has a real good chance of getting a big string.
Number 2, come on. Solid 10-pin, you can't fight that.
That'll stop your big string right now.
Yes, sir. When you get in that deep and can't carry, it's kind of a frustrating situation.
The pins cause many of 299 and 298 games or people from getting 300s.
At the 10, cross lane, Welu covers the spare. So St. John now, Jimmy St. John, the little guy at 135 pounds, trailing by 64 pins, is on a strike. He can strike here, and in the third, he can get 20 of those back. What? Set ball. That one's set beautifully, Dick. His ball has been jumping a bit. That one held the line all the way.
He came straighter through with a hand action, which will keep the ball from hooking too much.
St. John now moves left on 2. Will it be 3? Got to hurry. He gets there, and look at that action, and that's 3 in a row. And now the 64 pins that Billy Welu enjoyed at the end of the 2 games has been cut down to 44 pins. St. John on the string of 3. Welu in the third, working on a spare. Ten-pin again. So for Welu, he's been in 3 times, started with a strike, leaves 2 10s.
It's twice in the last 3 frames now that Bill has left the 10-pin. By doing that, he rounded the ball a little bit more than he wanted to on lane 26 here.
In other words, the ball going into the pocket when it's hooking more than it should be. The carom between the 3, the 6, and the 10, of course, is affected. In other words, you slice that 3-pin a little thin, and then it hits the 6 on the left side, which kicks the 6 into the channel, leaving the 10.
Right, that's right, Fred. 6-pin wraps right around the 10.
Mm-hmm. Careful. On the nose, and Welu gets a break. He breaks it up, leaves the 6-pin. This, of course, gives St. John room. Now, if Jimmy can come back with 2 more, Mr. Welu could have a little problem. With a lead of 64 pins, 1 game to go, the $1,000 still in jeopardy. Here's Welu shoots at the 6 and covers. St. John moves in now on the right side. The 1963 World's Invitational Champion. In 1963, he won 3 events on the tour, winning $28,000. Hurry up there. There it is, and that's number 4, and Jimmy's happy with that one. Now we move left, and St. John will get his second chance at bonus money. Welu won $300 in the first game with 6 in a row. St. John works on 4. The margin now down to 33 pins. With this strike, it'll be down to 20 pins. He's 4, needs this one. $250. The big turn. Here it comes, and he takes the 7 out of there. Great action.
He
Seemed
just
like
had enough fingers in that ball to get it back, Fred.
he squeezed that one a little, I'll tell you. He was around the first diamond. He was not on it. He went around it and gave it a little extra. In the fifth for Welu. Got to hurry. He gets there and shakes them up. And we get the far east effect there on these strikes that Welu throws. So at the end of 5, St. John is all the way. Welu is 78, working on a strike in the 5th. We're in the 6th. Welu must pay attention. The margin now is only 22 pins. He's on a strike. Dig it. He's in. He carries. And he shakes it up. And like a little geisha girl, he gives us that far east dip out there. This is developing into quite a match. Jimmy St. John now moving in on the right side. Jimmy's on a string of 5. Every strike from here on worth $50 additional. 7 strikes away from $10,000. Hold it. Hold it. 4 pin. And it looked a little high all the way.
It looked a little high all the way, and the ball didn't quite set enough for him.
So both boys now have cashed in bonus money. $1,000 still hangs in the balance here. That goes to the winner. Both these boys will make another appearance later in the series, meeting a different opponent. Total pins for the 2 appearances or 6 games will qualify our 2 finalists for a $15,000 added purse. Sam Trophy, our statistician, tells me that Jim used to be a milkman in San Jose. Look at that action. For that 4 pin, pretty costly here for Jimmy St. John.
Jimmy could throw the ball back on lane 26. I believe he'd speed it up just a little bit more than what he threw.
Billy Welu on 2. Billy knows how important this one is for the $1,000. Here it comes. There it is. And that puts a finishing touch on the situation, providing Billy can pay attention. Billy picks up a triple. He's coming late. St. John got the big start, starting with the first 5, left the 4 pin in the 6th, comes back with a strike in the 7th. Welu works on 3, moves left. We're in the 8th. Big little slow 3, 6, 10, and there's now room for St. John. Slowed that one up a bit, Dick, would you say?
Yes, he did. He laid it right down at the foul line, too. He didn't get it out over the foul line well.
Here's a pretty tough shot, too. Cross lane, little extra speed. The AMF Sparemaker indicates the ball between the 3 and the 6. Billy has picked the 1, 2, 4, missed the 1, 2, 10, and he covers that one. That was a big shot. St. John now, potential 279, with a lead of 64. Welu will need 216. And he doesn't have 216. If St. John goes all the way, he can force Welu to double. Here it comes. There it is. So St. John will move left now in the 9th. Jimmy needs this one to keep Welu paying attention, because if St. John gets this one, Welu will bowl out first, and Welu will need a double to shut the door in St. John's face. If he does not double, St. John can get 3 strikes in the 10th and pull this one out. This is the big one. Here it comes. It's there, and he carries. So St. John has the chance to cash in a bonus money here twice in one game, and that is really an unusual situation.
No, Fred, Billy needs a strike here very bad. At least a strike here, and a spare and a strike in the 10th would give him a 646 series, and St. John could strike out for a 646 series. So he needs this in bad.
Solid 10 pin. And it's beginning to hurt. Billy showing signs of pain out there. Boys have been in that pocket pretty good this game. A 4-pin stops St. John. He has 8 strikes out of 9. Welu's had, this is his 3rd 10-pin this game. Of course, he left the 3, 6, 10, and he has a triple. We're in the 9th, 10-pin, cross lane. The cover. Welu now needs a double to cinch this match. If he does not double, St. John has a chance to pull it out with 3 strikes in the 10th, and it'll be a second crack at bonus money in 1 game and a $279 game. Billy Welu, who for 27 games on championship bowling over the years, averaging 217. He's had 2 700 totals, 720 and 740. Welu in the 10th. Got to have this one. He leaves the 7. He leaves the 7. Got a lot of action. And now Jimmy St. John has a chance to win the match. He has trailed all the way. Went into this game trailing by 64 pins. Welu with the spare in the count. 213. He went in with 431. That would give him 644. St. John, who went in with 367 and 279, would give him 646. So actually, St. John needs 29 pins in the 10th frame to win by 1 pin. The count here very important, because it'll mean that St. John will need that many more in the 10th, and that's the way it ends up. Mr. St. John is going to need 278, ladies and gentlemen, to win this match by 1 pin. He started with 5, left a solid 4. He works on 3. He will need 2 strikes for $250 additional bonus money. He needs 2 strikes and 9 to win the match. There's the first one. Too high. The winner, Billy Welu. Well, Billy gave St. John room, but Jimmy was unable to answer the challenge successfully, Dick.
Well, that's quite a bit of pressure out there, Fred, and a lot of people say, well, he choked up, but he was trying to be a little bit too perfect, and with Jimmy Ball, you don't have to be too perfect.
He gave it that little extra speed you were talking about the last time when he left the 4, but he didn't give it quite enough room. So the cover for St. John will give him 257. Check him in at around 624. Welu, 644. You know, you may not realize it, but one of the most popular ways to join a bowling team is no doubt at the company where you work. I'll bet they have a league around there. Why don't you check it out? Oh, look at that action. So Jimmy St. John, unable to come up with the 2 big strikes in the 10th frame on Championship Bowling, television's #1 bowling show, Fred Wolf along with Dick Weber. We're in Akron, Ohio at the Firestone Lanes. We'll have a word or two with these 2 fellas in just a moment. Akron, Ohio, where the World Series of Golf is played annually.
Here are the official scores for Jimmy St. John from San Jose, California. 198, 169, and 257 for 624. For Billy Welu, 236, 195, and 213, the total 644. The winner, Billy Welu. How about this one, ladies and gentlemen? Jimmy, how about it? You didn't enjoy it too much, did you?
Well, Fred, I was throwing the ball a little bit bad those first 2 games. I made a few too many mistakes, and I still felt that if I could get my swing going again, that I had a chance to catch Bill. I gave him a little run there, but I don't think I had enough frames.
Oh, yes, you did.
I had a room,
you
yes.
needed 2 strikes and 9 pins.
Right,
Dick Weber and I had that all figured.
Yeah, I did, too.
Did you pinch Did you pinch that first one a little bit?
Well, I just... For some reason or other, I wasn't quite trusting that angle today as much as I normally do, and as you noticed, I hit the nose quite a few times.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see, $250. You had a chance to get bonus money twice in 1 game, which is quite unusual. $500 as a loser's share. I'm going to give you one more statistic, which you might not realize, but you got more strikes than Billy and still lost.
Yeah, but I got more opens, too.
You had more opens, yeah. Wide ones, too. Billy, $300 bonus money for you. $1,000 as the winner, and of course that gets to be quite a habit with you. Billy, I'd like to leave the match here for just a moment. Both of you boys made a trip to the Far East recently, and we'd like to know a little bit about it.
Well, Fred, we were invited by the State Department to appear for the armed forces overseas at all the military bases, and we toured Manila and in throughout the Philippines, Okinawa, Korea, Japan and also in Hawaii. And it's always a pleasure to be invited to partake in these entertainment tours for the servicemen overseas.
Now, it's quite noticeable to us that there's been sort of a Japanese feeling of something here where you you look like Carmen Salvino.
Well, I was humbly grateful to dip into that bonus money there, and I was thanking those pins.
No. Is that right, really?
Right.
I don't know. Possibly you'll be giving Carmen Salvino a run for that Emmy Award as the best actor of the Professional Bowlers Association.
Well, he self-acclaimed himself the Actors Award. I'm challenging him for that position.
You are?
Right.
Well, as the new president of the PBA, I'm just wondering, possibly you shouldn't be doing too much acting. You should, have a little more class.
Well, Fred, that angle that I was playing there today is one of the toughest angles for me to play, and I was really fighting hard because, like Jimmy said, it's kind of hard to trust from there, but that was the angle that we found that would best carry the pins when we hit the pocket, so I had to go with it.
What has this got to do with acting like you're in Japan?
Money.
Money.
Right.
Thank you very much. Let me repeat the scores. Billy Welu, the winner, 644. Jimmy St. John, the winner as far as strikes, but the loser in total, 624. See you boys in your next appearance. Akron, let's give them a nice hand. Two great competitors. How about Jim? Billy? Don't go away now. We're having another visit this week with Esther Woods. As you know, 24 of the world's greatest men bowlers compete on championship bowling every year. But let's not lose sight of the fact that we have women bowling stars, too. Esther Woods of California is with us again this week, a champion who has twice been named to the All-American team. Welcome to championship bowling, Esther.
Thank you, Fred.
But you didn't come to bowl.
No, I didn't come to bowl. I just dropped by to talk about women bowling, rather not bowling.
Now, I thought that millions of women bowl.
Well, they do, and to be specific, about 12 million women are bowling. But we're wondering why there aren't even more. You know, this game is very easy, Fred, and all you need are just a few basic lessons. But the women who don't bowl think that it's very difficult, and they won't even try.
Now, how are we going to convince them that it's so easy and so much fun?
Well, I'd like to demonstrate with this lovely young lady. Fred, this is Sandy Powell.
Hello, Fred.
Sandy, how are you?
Fine.
Look like you're ready to bowl.
Well, Sandy and I have been working at a few bowling tips, Fred, and we'd like to demonstrate and show the people that it is a very easy game.
All right, you demonstrate with Sandy, and I'll watch.
All right. Sandy, now, if you will, I want you to get into your standing position because you're a right-hand bowler. And that means that you stand to the right of the center. Get your hand nice and straight and firm in the holes of the ball. And as you swing the ball out and down in a nice pendulum swing and reach out over the foul line to release it. Now, Sandy, I want you particularly to notice out there that second arrow from the right side. That's the target at which we're aiming at, and it's only 15 feet out in front of the foul line. Much easier to hit than it is to look at the pin 60 feet away. Now, if you go over there and pick up your ball, I want you to come back and deliver that ball. Now, think about these four basics, Sandy. Where you stand, get a good firm grip on the ball with a nice straight wrist, swing the ball in the pendulum swing, and reach out and follow through to the spot. All right? Very good. Very good. Now, you see there, ladies, this game isn't so hard, is it? In fact, it was very easy. We'd like to invite you all to your nearest Magic Triangle Bowling Center and go in and meet that friendly proprietor, and I'm sure that he's going to set up some free bowling lessons for you and your friends. Come on out and try it. It's lots of fun.
Thank you very much, Esther. Come again.
Thank you, Fred.
Esther Woods, ladies and gentlemen, another appearance here on Championship Bowling, and she has made it look so easy. And in reality, it is. So do yourself a favor, girls. Give bowling a try. I'm sure that you'll love it. Sure hope you can join us again next week here on Championship Bowling, television's #1 bowling show from the Firestone Lanes in Akron, Ohio, where each week you see two of the world's greatest bowlers in match game competition. Until then, this is Fred Wolf just saying, keep 'em bowling out there. matching shirts and slack shoes on Championship Bowling by King Louie. Championship Bowling is sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress, and we wish to thank AMF for their cooperation in helping us to produce Championship Bowling.